Guess I'm going live now. Hi everyone. I think we have a couple people waiting. Uh, this is George Shamon, and in this live stream, I'm gonna go over some questions about starting a website or making a website, and you can submit your questions whenever you're ready. So, if you wanna introduce yourself, it will be great. Just submit your name. Submit your name and where you tuning in from. I am in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, in the U.S. in the Midwest. Okay, so let me go over some questions and answers while people are showing up. I'm sure people will be in and out. So I'm holding this presentation to talk about if it's your first time starting a website or a blog. You might be interested in some information on how to do that and what you need before you get started, and what kind of knowledge, and how much it costs, and what kind of resources and tools you will need to start a website. If we never met before, my name is George Shamoun, and I'm starting to create live streams and recorded videos on YouTube, and I'm in a process of building my websites, georgekc.com, and with time I'm gonna be preparing to provide online classes, live classes like this one, but it will be on a different platform. So if you have any questions, please submit them in a comment, and if you can hear me, just say yes, I can hear you, and just type your name, enter your name, and where you're tuning in from. I'm George from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and so I have some documents here, questions and answers. I prepared them a few weeks ago. So first, if you wanna start, what do you need if you wanna build your own website? If you're not technical and you don't wanna learn programming or coding in the beginning, there is a lot of resources online that it will let you start with a website and a blog. So first, you need a domain name like www.suchandsuchyourname.com or your company name. Then you'll need a web hosting account. And when you start, you don't have a lot of traffic to your websites. You can choose any hosting web hosting company, and you can choose the shared hosting. It's the cheapest one, and it gives you what you need when you start. Um, but there are other ways. If you wanna, it depends. If you wanna build the website yourself, like from templates, HTML, CSS templates, and you wanna have a control over it, like more control over it than any other pre-built ones. Building it from HTML, CSS will be great, and there are a lot of templates. You can use templates if you want. You don't have to start from scratch. Like myself now, I'm learning HTML and CSS, and it's there's a lot to learn, and you have to type so many codes to create a simple page. So you can use templates if you want pre-built templates, but in the beginning it's very important to learn the basics of coding in HTML and the CSS. It's not difficult. I'm taking an online course now, and but you have to practice. You cannot just watch the videos and somebody is coding, because you cannot forget them. So the best way is to start coding yourself, and one of the ways you can download to your computer a code editor like Visual Studio Code. That's what I use, and it's right here, the Visual Studio Code. Let me show you this one here. I had it in other videos. So this is my favorite, and a lot of people prefer it. It's got a lot of everything you need to build codes. Like so, this is what you need to uh, to create a web page from scratch using HTML and CSS, and then you gonna need a web hosting like where you can upload, because you need a web hosting to have a website. You're gonna have to upload the code, the images, the content, and and then you have to keep changing it whenever you have a new content. So there is other ways to build a website, and it's using content management systems like WordPress. You can have There's a lot of web hosting companies that they have one button install WordPress. It's very easy to install even if you never done it before, or you don't know anything about code. And once you install WordPress, you log into the dashboard, and once you're in a dashboard, you can start creating pages and posts, and you learn it yourself. It's not difficult. It takes time to get used to, but it's not that difficult. Uh, Another way, there are other content management systems and pre-built websites, templates like Squarespace, Wix, Weebly. Those are, you don't have to worry about WordPress or HTML, CSS code. You just get an account, you log in, and they have pre-built themes. So you just select the themes, and that's it. You'll build your own site. You just have to add the contents and the images. WordPress is good if you wanna be adding content all the time. If you need content all the time, and every like you need to add post pages, and you need like constant updates. WordPress is one of the best content management systems, and it's easy. You don't have to know coding. Uh, so let me see. So how much? Some people wonder how much a website costs. It depends. If you're doing it yourself and learning yourself and using templates, it's not gonna cost you much. First, you need the domain name. The domain name will cost you maybe between 10 and up, $10, $20 and up per year. So then you need the web hosting. The web hosting is very cheap. Like, so the shared hosting, some of them are like for 1 year, maybe $50, $60. But you have to get the lowest option, like shared hosting. You're not gonna be able to get your own IP address or virtual private network. But as for the beginner, if it's your first website, it's not too bad, you know. So and then you need a website builder, because it's very hard to start from scratch building HTML and CSS. This is what I'm doing now myself, but it will be a good idea when you start in the beginning. If you want to get up and running fast, templates are good. And there's so many places you can buy templates online. Uh, Let me see what else I have here. Um, so how do you get your domain name? This is one question many people ask. Um, you have to go to a service like called domain name registration, like GoDaddy, and that's an example. Namecheap. There's a lot of them. You just get online and try to find them. Let's say this is Google. Let's say you just type domain name registration, and you hit enter. Anyway, every web hosting company, you can register your name with a web hosting company, the domain name. So this is an example, GoDaddy here, and then you can go to network solutions. These are separate domain name. You can go to Google. That's where I register my domain name with Google. It's cheap and they give you privacy. This way you don't have to show your name, and so that's for the domain name. And how do you find out if it's available or it's not taken? Let's say you go to GoDaddy.com, okay? So if you want to know if a domain is available or not, you just type. So let me type my domain name and I'll show you what the result will be. So my name is georgekc.com. This is my domain, and if I hit and search, the system will give you if it's available or not. It's not gonna be available because that's mine. So it will search the internet, you know. You see, it says georgekc.com. This is my website and this is my domain name. It's taken. So it means if somebody want to register it now, they can't. You have to look for something else. Let's say, but the system will give you options or alternatives. It says like georgekc.org, .net. It will use some of the domain name I typed, and it will make some changes to it and will provide it for you. And the domain name can be expensive. It depends. If it's easy to read or remember, it's gonna be expensive. Like let's say uh, broker fee. Let's say you want car. I think these are taken. I think car.com. For sure, it's taken. Yeah, it's taken. These the simple ones are already taken because they're easy to remember, so they'll go fast. So that's for the domain name. For the web hosting, let's look at the some services. The one I use is iPage. It's called iPage, just to show you what how it looks like. So that's iPage, iPage.com. So this is what I use for web hosting, and almost all web hosting companies can you can register a domain name with them. You don't have to do it. You have choices. You can either um, register your domain name with a domain registrar separate, and then you'll get web hosting somewhere else, and then you have to connect them by pointing the domain name systems, the servers, to the you get those from your domain name registrar, and you direct them to your web hosting. So actually, you get the domain name servers, you get them from your web hosting, and you enter them in your domain name registration registrar. This is how you connect your domain to the web hosting, and but it's the easier route is to get a web hosting and register a domain name with them because they give you the option to register the domain once you get the web hosting. So this is an example of the company that I use right now. It's iPage. I'm not affiliated with them, or I don't have any sponsorship, but you know, I'm using them now. I like them. I used them before and now, and I use different ones. So iPage, if you go down, they have special now. They have special if it's your first time. It says regular 7.99 a month for 36 month, but if you buy it for 36 month, I think it'll give you 1.99 per month. So basically, you'll be getting a cheap web hosting like for maybe, I don't know, $60 for 2 years. That's what I pay. 69, I think I paid for 2 years. If it's your first time, then it will go up after the year. But you can take advantage of it in the beginning. So so this web hosting here, this is where you house your website and the content. That's where you upload your images, your content, your text, your pages, whatever you want to do. But you can edit them on your computer using Visual Studio Code or other editors, or you upload themes if the themes are ready, you know. So so basically, let me show you where's my website. So just to show you how it looks like so I log in. Once I get here, I log in, and you get this screen. You have to enter your credential. So I enter my credential, George KC at you. So once I log in, I get to my web hosting account. It's the control panel. This is where you do a lot of, if you want to make changes on your web hosting account or your domain. Sometimes you want to, if your website is not ready and you're starting a new and you only have, let's say, a domain name, and you just got your web hosting account, there's so many ways. Because your website is not ready, you can do a domain parking. You park the domain, or um, you can upload a page where it says coming soon or under construction. You can do that too if you want. So this is the web hosting. So if this is my name here, so if I go to the, you click here, it's gonna give you the hosting tool. So this is the hosting advanced tools, the hosting tools. Let's say you have the visitor statistics here. You can tell how many. If you click on this one, it's gonna give you a document that shows you the visitors to your site. But it's not as detailed as Google. You know, Google Analytics is the best when it comes to tracking visitors to your site. And this is the file manager. The file manager is where all the website of your the files of your website are housed here in this file manager. So if I click on it, if I click on a file manager, and this is my website files. So everything I upload to my website, images, content, text, they can be uploaded to this to the file manager. It's a directory, or like a folder in a web hosting account, and you see him here. You can see me. You can make changes if you want while here, but I usually don't do it. I do it from my computer, and then I upload them. So this is the file manager. So if we go back, and there are other like this one is the server information. It will give you the IP information of the server, of your server. um, and you got the FTP sub users, FTP. If you want to create FTP user, this is where you come. So you have some kind of control over the or your own web hosting account. So if you look here, it says system settings. It will give you the website IP address. These are the name servers. It's NS1 such and such. So those name servers, you'll need them for the domain name registration of your domain if you have it somewhere else. So it's much easier if you have both the web hosting and the domain name in one place. So and this is the FTP server, and this is, with this, once you have your own email, you can create the email addresses that have your own domain instead of the public domains like Outlook and Google and the Yahoo and others. You can have your own. Um, so this will give you the disk usage. If you click on a disk usage, it's gonna give you the how much you're using. So my website is I'm using like 0.31 megabyte. It's very small because it doesn't have a lot of content on it. So and then I can log out from here. I can log out, and that's it. I'm out. I'm out of my web hosting account. So let me show you. You see it says you have successfully logged out. I'm out. So let me show you my website here. So my website is georgekc.com. So this is my website. It's a new, and I'm building it from scratch using HTML and CSS. Basically, I'm using it as a training ground. So so this website, like what you see here, like all of these files that made up this website are housed where I showed you before in a web hosting and a file name of the web hosting. So so I this is the first, this is the home page here, you know. So if you look, excuse me, at this website, you can see the nav bar on the top and nav on the bottom. And this is my photo here, and I have some basic text. So and I have the opt-in email. By the way, guys, if you wanna join my list, get on my email list, and this way you'll be notified whenever I have a live stream like this one or other streams, you know, or whenever I create live sessions or training, and I can share with you you know, the time, and you can get discounts, you, so being on my email list. So just type your name and email address and sign up, and you'll get on your email, my email list. I will send you emails from time to time, maybe a couple times a week, about information and updates, useful updates. Excuse me. So so let me see if I have anything else to cover. See. Yeah, I think that's it for this presentation. If you have any questions, please, if you're watching the video, if you will be watching the video later on, you can submit your questions, and I'll get notification. And again, get to visit my website, georgekc.com, and read the title and this page here and what I'm up to, and join my email list, and you'll be updated with the latest whenever I have a new content, and whenever I have live sessions like this one, or this one is free, but I might be holding private ones, paid private ones. So again, my name is George Shamoun, and I want to thank you very much for visiting.